Hello, everyone. This is Cass of Bad Alchemy Comics, and I'm here to bring you part two of the Batman What If. Now, to give a brief recap of what we down in part one, we just covered the Westbrooks touching down in Gotham and getting acclimated to many other sites like the GCPD, Arkham Asylum, and even running into certain villains like Man Bat. So near the end, they do run into a black clad figure in armor and gadgets who is the Batman, but they don't quite get to meet him or talk to him. So part two is going to deal a lot with trying to figure out who the Batman is, what's his name, what are all the things he likes. And there is an easier solution to this. So without further ado, we're just going to make this a quick part two, and here we go. So, hello. This is our What If series where we try to create consistencies in our character and how they would interact in different worlds. We touch upon different parts of the story, like the setting, the plot, the interactions, the villain or antagonist in that particular part, and the relationships. So now, without further ado, here we go. So now the Westbrooks have seen the Batman, they've seen him in action and things like that. So in Gotham City, they are now going back to the GCPD to get a good idea of who this person is. Meeting with Jim Gordon, they talk to him and they get the information of he is the Batman and he is a legend within this city and he keeps a lot of the more unsavory types that they might be thinking of in line. Harvey Bullock, of course, interjects and he says, "Yes, we do have our freaks, just like you might have in yours. So if you guys find each other, that'll be great news to me. And maybe you can all fix all of this madness." So they send around in the GCPD and they get more information from Jim Gordon as to do they know who he is? Do they know his capabilities? Do they know his focus? In the alchemic world, there are focuses that they have. So who is he in Gotham? Jim Gordon stay silent because in certain iterations, Jim Gordon may have an idea who it is, but he'll never tell, or he just doesn't know himself. So Jim Gordon stays silent. He'll just says he's a person that helps us from time to time in stopping your particular type of bad. So they're really excited. They're breaking down a lot of information. They're trying to process a lot. And Michael, once again, as mentioned, he gets very excited when a new particular type of scientist or alchemist or anyone in this field comes out. So now he's really just drilling Jim Gordon with 100,000 questions at once. Who is he? What those gadgets he uses? What is he made from? Does he have a lab? Does he have what is, he can fight? What fighting styles does he have? And all that. So Jim Gordon getting a little irritated himself, and Joseph and his siblings picking up on the irritation, and Harvey kind of loving it because he's getting kind of bombarded with questions. Uh, Jim finally breaks down and says, "Ah, I don't know. He around this time he's any and everywhere." And Harvey just interjects and says, "Jim, just show him the big giant globe of a bulb of light that we flash in the sky to get him to come." Jim Gordon annoyed by that interjection because he didn't want them to know that for reasons unknown to them, but it's more than likely he doesn't quite trust them yet himself. He breaks down and goes, "Yeah, we have a light. We do keep in contact with him and things like that." So they go up and they flash the light. in the sky. Now, because it's Batman, he doesn't come right away. He actually has them waiting for numerous hours. Like everyone kind of getting annoyed. Jim knows this is what he does. Uh, he gets ready to turn off. I would say about like 3 hours have passed. They got to get back to work, and they're like, and the Westbrooks have given up. Michael disappointed. He turns off the lights and covers it back up, and then they turn around to see the black figure or the Batman standing beside them. Looking at Jim, he gives the spiel of, "Who is this Jim?" and all that. Jim gives him his answer. These are the Westbrooks. They are consultants from another city that have caught wind on the certain type of villains that we deal with in this city. They were interested in meeting you, and they're a very eclectic bunch. So they walk up to him and greet themselves, and Batman's just, his stoic self, standing tall, not really interacting, not no handshakes or anything. And they start giving their questions to him, well, or at least Michael does. And who are you? Like, what are you a scientist? Uh, what do you know about alchemy and things like that? Batman still looking stoic, not really giving too much information. He stares them down as Joseph also is staring them down. They're looking at each other with their, you know, serious looks. Michael just confused but excited. Lauren just standing there with her arms crossed, just waiting for more information to drop, and Rowan's just looking on, nothing really happening. They can either punch or heal. So he just is like, Rowan and Lauren, they're indifferent to stuff like that unless it's really something that intrigues them. They're scientists in their own way, but this is more of a Joseph Michael thing until they like really come into action or it's something that deals with their expertise. So because this is like superhero stuff and things like that, they're not really interested. When things pop off, they can be helped. So Lauren's just reading through one of her magazines, and Rowan is just chilling, doing his thing. Michael now just hitting him with more questions until Batman just holds up his hand and says, "Okay, okay. Meet me at this location in 20 hours. I'll give you all the information I know and all of that." Jim Gordon interjections back. Boy, we were sitting here for 3 hours. What took you so long? I was casing the buildings. I was seeing these random people. I was getting a feel for them. They seemed harmless at the time, so I dropped in. Lauren giving a smirk. Joseph feeling kind of insulted at the harmless accusation. Michael still looking in awe, and Rowan, like Rowan's gonna be chill. Rowan's gonna do what he's gonna do, and so he flew off. He took his grappling hook and he flew off, and he said, "Don't be late. This location, 20 hours." So everybody's just looking at each other, and that's it for this part two. It's just a quick interaction between everybody knowing where they are, and more information will be coming soon. So check out for part three in Gotham in Batman X Thoth, and we'll see you next time. Thank you guys, and just know that one last thing, the relationships between these guys will be like one of camaraderie, but the start, it's going to be a very rocky start. So just stick with the story. I hope you guys like this what if, and see you again next time for part three.